Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is episode 160. I would like to tell you it is not even 4 o'clock p.m. and it looks like it's nighttime. And it's not. And I'm sorry for all the reflections happening. But I could not get here earlier, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I can't do it then. And on Tuesday, the floor. Remember how I've told you that the flooring company that did our floors did a horrible job, and it's been just over 1 year since we had the floors put in, and they're already lifting and cracking. So we contacted the company this summer and said, hey, these floors are terrible. So it took us this long to decide what they were going to. It's been a whole nightmare because they sent 4 different people out 3 different times to come see the house after we sent in pictures. And like the first guy came over and I think he thought he was going to fix something, and there's at least a dozen spots in. There's this house is 4 bedrooms, a sunroom and kitchen, laundry room, living room, hallway, and like a kitchenette, not quite a whole dining room. All of it has floors. And the only things that don't have floors, that have these floors, are the 2 bathrooms. The 2 bathrooms have like laminate, very gross floors. But the rest of the house, they put these floors in. Very nice floors. I like them. They're very pretty. So the first guy didn't know what he was doing, did not speak English. So we didn't know, we could not communicate with him. And then the second person who came out was, I guess, the manager guy, who I have zero faith in, because he then set a group of 2 guys over this last time to fix the whole thing after they had rescheduled it twice. I don't remember how many times. So they came out, supposed to fix it. We had moved stuff around. They didn't give us any type of instruction for what they were going to do, what we had to do. We packed up some breakable stuff, and we weren't sure what the heck was going to happen. So those guys came in, and the guy's like, I can't fix this. And we're like, what do you mean you can't fix this? And he's like, the floor is not level. He's like, I can fix this. I can take out the floor and put new floor in, but it's just going to do this again because the floor is not level. And so apparently when they installed originally last year, they didn't level the floor before putting in the stuff. So they have to redo the whole floor as well as level the floor, which we would have had to pay for the first time around, but because they missed it, I guess we don't have to pay anything. They say we don't have to pay anything for whatever they're going to. I'll tell you what they're going to do. But I said, send that to us in writing, because we only have phone calls. There's no emails, no letters. Everything is on the phone. So we don't have any type of way of proving what they've said to us. And we had a line of credit to pay for the floors. So we took out a loan through the company to pay for the floors. And then once we sold the other house, we used part of that money to pay off the floors. And once that payment went through, my husband closed the account. So I don't know if that actually means anything, or if they would be able to, because we had that line of credit, if they can, just put stuff back on it, if they want to charge us for whatever they're going to do. So they're coming here Tuesday, and we have to have everything packed up except for the furniture. So like I said, they're doing the entire house, which is why we went with this company, because they were able to get it done the fastest and easiest, because it was floor and they took care of everything. We didn't have to find people to do stuff. It was just a company that you call. So we paid more than we wanted to pay in order to have it done. We didn't pay extra. It's just we would have shopped around, is what I'm trying to say. We would have shopped around had we not wanted to get in here as soon as possible, because we moved, we wanted to get in before it started snowing, because we bought the house in November. We wanted to move as quick as possible so we weren't moving in the snow. So on Tuesday, they're coming over to replace all of the floor and level all of the floors. So they think they're going to be here for a week. And I want to die, because I don't want people in my house for a week. I don't want people in my house for a day. I don't want people in my house at all. This is why we did it. This is another reason why we had it all done before we moved, was so we wouldn't be in a construction area with 3 dogs and 2 cats and me. Also, my husband works from home. He has an office, so he has to take off work for this. If he can't work around it, he said he's going to try to work around it. And then the 2 guys they sent are the guys that are going to come back and do the work. And he said to me, one of them said, they will try to do get the master done first before they come in and level everything out. They're going to try to get the master done so that I will have a place to be with all of the animals, because we were like, what do we do if this is going to be a construction, like, what do I have to live in a hotel? Do I have to leave my house? Like, what? I didn't know what to do. I've never dealt with this before. So I was like, do I have to leave? Do we have to find like a pet friendly hotel, and I have to go live in a hotel for a week? Like, do we leave the house? What do we do here? So since the master has the bedroom and a bathroom, I can just hide there with the dogs and be fine. So we have to have everything packed this weekend. And I haven't even unpacked my craft room, so most of that's in boxes, just going to go right back downstairs in the basement, and hopefully nothing gets lost, because he packed up my bedroom, all my bookshelves, my tarot cards, all my witchy stuff, my music memorabilia. I gotta do my closets, all my clothes. Tomorrow he's going to see his family. I'm going to stay here, watch the animals, and do laundry, so we can caught up on all the laundry, so there's no laundry hanging around that needs to be done. It's a nightmare. This is such a nightmare to have to pack up your whole house again. And hopefully, I don't know how I'm going to get through next week. I really don't know. Anyway, that's what's happening. And I told them, just send us an email that says you're not going to charge us. It doesn't have to be an invoice. It just, because he said, this is going to take longer because that has to go through legal. I'm like, yeah, just give me something that says this is covered under warranty or something. Give me a breakdown. Tell me, because I do not trust this company at all. I don't want them in here at all. I'm really upset about this. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. It's a nightmare. such a nightmare. Giant, giant nightmare. Just a nightmare. I'm so upset. My lipstick is pink and it's reading nude, isn't it? It's pink. Whatever, who cares? Anyway, I'm wearing my iced cardigan, which is a bulky cardigan. I use some type of cascade for it, but I don't remember. Oh, welcome to my knitting channel. Did I say that yet? I only have one whip. Last episode, I'm trying to get this episode done in one take so I don't have to like edit anything out. If you remember last time we went, I'm going to show you black in the dark. This is the nightmare. I went over the three projects I want to get done for winter, and the first one is the ribbon scarf by Pearl Soho. And I dyed this yarn. It is fingering weight alpaca silk cashmere right here, and then this is a Surrey alpaca silk. So I'm holding it double stranded, so this is alpaca. So instead of alpaca doesn't have the halo that mohair has. It is soft though. It's softer than mohair to me, but it doesn't have the same halo that mohair has. A bigger halo. This is kind of more hairy. It's hairier. And so this is originally, the pattern is on fingering weight, and since I'm doing double stranded, I went up to a 4mm needle. So it also starts with you leaving like 20 yards and doing a provisional cast on and working the full tube, and then when you get to the other end you decrease the point, and then you come back and pick up these stitches, and then you decrease to the point. And I was like, I don't care, so I started with the point and work tube. It's worked in a tube in the round as a tube, so that it'll lay flat, and you won't have to worry about the stockinette curling, because it's a tube. So I'm gonna work it whatever the pattern says. I think it's 62 inches. I think the rug is 70. I have a runner out here that I looked on the tag on the back, and it said 72 inches, because I'm like, I don't know that I have anything that's 60 inches. So I was like, okay, I can put a ruler down, because that's 12 inches. 72 minus 12 is 60. So I think it said 62 inches. So I'll just go 2 inches over the length of the rug. I don't know how. I didn't have a I wanted to measure it, but I didn't have a measuring. I don't have a measuring tape anywhere nearby. Let's see if I have one in here. Depending on what I'm making, sometimes I have random, not in any of these, sometimes I have random, like here I have Skittles and I have a 2.5mm crochet hook and some stitch markers. Okay, so I'm not even halfway done. So is this 30 inches? Do you think this is 30? This might be like 24 inches. It might be 2 feet. I don't think it is. I don't know. But it's very easy. I'm doing it in 2 circulars. I'll write down the pattern in my Ravelry thing, because I'm not following a pattern. I'm kind of making it up as I go. I also dyed the sport weight for the Oh My vest that I wanted to do. And remember, I had sport weight that was colors, and you know what I decided? I decided that since a lot of the tops that I wear are flannels, so they're plaids, I decided to just make a plain, I'll just make a plain black one first, right? Then I also dyed for the sweater, the cardigan that I have. This is the last of the marshmallow base from Nomad Yarns. So I dyed everything at a 4% depth of shade of Pro Chem Wash Fast Black. Yeah, the cardigan I think I'm doing is Hunglish Fall by Hunglish Knitter, because it's a free pattern that I think is a PDF. And also, is it a PDF? I'm trying to remember if I was looking at it on my iPad or not. But she's also a YouTube knitter, so you can follow along on YouTube. And I looked at the math of mine, and this one's just a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that and see if it's, I'm going to follow her pattern and see what happens. I should be okay on yardage. I'm going to check that, though, because I don't remember checking it. Now it's raining. I don't remember checking that specifically. We're supposed to get snow. We're on a lake effect snow warning. Anyway, the dyeing was awful. We have well water here. We're on well water, and where I lived before, we were on city water. So the city water is chlorinated and fully treated for whatever. I don't really know the difference. So out here, we had our water tested when we moved in. We have a water softener. The water was tested and we didn't need anything else. It was just regular hard water. There wasn't extra iron or anything in it that needed anything. We also have reverse osmosis for drinking water. Anyway, I know the water is neutral. I know because I just know we were really paying attention to the water when we were deciding what to do to make it drinkable for me, because I have ARFID, which a lot of autistic people have ARFID, and so I have trouble when the water was not so much not tasting like water. It didn't feel like water in my mouth. It felt, I don't want to say thicker, but it felt thicker than water in my mouth, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to drink it. I didn't feel like I wanted to drink it. I was drinking bottled water when we moved in there. I was like, I can't drink the water. So now we have everything in the RO and everything, and I can drink the water just fine. It's not a problem. But it's different for dyeing, and I haven't done that much dyeing since we've been here. A couple things. And I don't have trouble with getting black to exhaust ever. And I've probably dyed more black than any other color, for sure. Well beyond. More than half of what I dye is, I'd probably say 75% of what I dye is black. Usually at 4%. And I actually went back because I did this base, for the ribbon scarf, the base, alpaca silk cashmere. I did that for the Twists and Turns MCAL a couple years ago. So I actually had I did a dye project on it, so I had all of that. And so I think, did that one I used charcoal? I don't remember. But I know I used Wash Fast. I don't remember because I watched it right before I did it, and then that's why I went with 4%. So I'm assuming I did that at 3%. It was not enough. It didn't cover completely. So I went with 4%. And I did The sweater I split up because I had 6, so I did 3 and 3 in stock pots. So I had 2 stock pots on the stove for those 6 skeins, 3 and 3. I had them 3 and 3. So those got 12 grams of dye each, and then the two sports I did separately because they used the same. I used my chafing dish, my cooker, my food cooker, and instead of using the big dish, I have 3 that sit in there, and then 2 half ones, and then 1 pan, and then I have a steamer pan. So I use the 2 halves because I didn't want to put the alpaca silk cashmere and the Surrey alpaca together because they're two different things, and I didn't know how they would take the dye, and so I wanted to make sure I got 4% on both, which is not enough. It came out very purple. Both of them came out purple, and the water did not fully exhaust. It looked like it bound. It looked like some of the dye bound to something else in the water, which means there has to be protein in the water, right? Because I'm assuming because it's a protein acid dye, it binds to protein. Or if I will tell you all 4 different fiber contents did not none of them exhausted, and I was like, what is happening? Because I've never had trouble getting black to exhaust. So I don't know if there's something in the water here that wasn't in the water back home, which is entirely possible. It's the same dye, same citric acid. So I checked my pH. My pH was like 2.53, which is more than enough to get it done. My temp was 180, 185, which is more than enough. I like to go between 160 and 180. But I had 2 things going in different parts of the house. So I had the 2 stock pots in the kitchen, and then I had my cooker in my dye studio, which is on the other side of the house. So I was going in between both things. So it was not my best work, but there's no reason why it wouldn't have come out. And you can't, I don't think anyone could tell if it's I can tell the alpaca is a little bit purple. It's still black. It's just purpley black, like a purple tone black. I know the goth people know what I'm talking about because you have blue blacks, you have purple blacks, you have green blacks, you have brown blacks. Very rarely do you have a true black. And that's what I used to get. Like, this is true black. This I dyed with the same dye at the old house. So I don't know. I got to figure out how to get... I don't even want to add more dye because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it would just be a waste. I'm not real sure. It is really... It looks blue, but the sky is white. It's very scary. And it's raining, and we're going to get snow, so... Yay. Anyway, that's all that's going on here, so I don't really have much else to say. I watched Frankenstein, finally. I watched it last night, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Might be my second favorite Frankenstein. That being said, I love Helena. I dislike Kenneth Branagh immensely. He's like Mel Gibson. I can't stand him in any movie. I don't like him. Also because I love Emma Thompson, so I feel like I have to hate him on principle. But my second favorite, I really liked it. I'm not really a fan of the Frankenstein story, other than Mary Shelley is a genius, a goddess. She is amazing. And I love the story of a man becoming a mom. Not a dad, but becoming a mom. Because here in the United States, there is a huge difference between being a mom and being a dad. I think I'd be fine being a dad, but I have zero interest in being a mom. I did not want to be a mom. No thanks. But I've always liked the story of Frankenstein, of being, unwanted by your creator and being mistreated, and then finding acceptance outside of. It's just I like the creature. I didn't like. I'm petty, I guess. Because there's no forgiveness from me for my creators. Zero. Just because I don't care to. So maybe the creature is better than me. Though he is human. Made up of humans, right? I'm just saying. I think she told a wonderful story. I have to reread the book because I haven't read it in a long time. I also rewatched Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is my favorite. Dracula is my favorite novel. God, he was such a great writer. And Dracula's Guest, it's absolute. He's just a wonderful writer. I also watched the latest Nosferatu. I watched that back by more towards Halloween though. And I loved it. And I will tell you, I have never liked Nosferatu because it's a ripoff of Bram Stoker. It's a literal ripoff. Like Bram Stoker's widow won a court case because they ripped off her husband's work so bad. And it's annoying that it's still out there. It's still out there and people don't know that was a blatant ripoff, and all the proceeds went to her, I'm pretty sure. But she won her court case, and I think they had to give her all the rights and all the money and everything. So I thought I was reading that she was trying to destroy, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but I've always not liked it because of that. And I don't like silent movies. But the latest one I really, really liked. I loved the end. The end, I'm not even going to ruin it for you, but what? And I think the reason I don't like silent films is because I don't understand the subtext. I don't understand. You remember M. Night, The Sixth Sense. And if you watched, I think it was on the DVD commentary, where he's like, we thought we were giving it away and we had red and the scenes of this. And then when he says, I see dead people, the camera was on Bruce Willis. And I'm like, I didn't know any of that. I didn't notice any of that. So I think with silent films, it's all lost on me. I have the same problem if stuff is in another language and it's especially English stuff, and I don't get the slang, and I don't get how things are different, and so I have trouble with the humor and I'm like, why is that funny? I don't get the jokes and stuff. So I don't think I've ever experienced Nosferatu like this last one, and I'm not a fan of the very famous person's daughter that was in it, and I thought for sure they were going to ruin it, which I think is why the ending was so satisfying for me. I don't care for her as an actress. I get okay. Do you notice sometimes people have certain physical characteristics that I notice, and I can't unnotice them. And she has a humongous forehead that I can't not notice when she's in a scene. I just look at how giant her forehead is. And there's another lady that I cannot stand her voice. I don't know her name though. She's an English actress, and I cannot stand her voice. It just, something about her voice really bothers me. So every time she's in a movie, I'm like, and she's talking, I'm like, oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I can't stand it. So sometimes people have things like they might have a mole, or the ones that have the like Forrest Whitaker eye. But not Forrest Whitaker, strangely enough. The other guy that got his fixed, the guy from Knight's Tale, that he got his fixed and now he's not in any movies. His eye always bothered me. I'm like, I just stared at his eye the whole time. So, what was I talking about? The main actress, the forehead is distracting. I get distracted by like the wonder of it. The only person that I can watch at anything, and this makes me so angry because I can't stand him because he's a weirdo Scientologist, is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has played so many characters I like. Like he was amazing at Lestat, even though we were all mad when he first got cast. And then in that one movie with all the Journey songs, he plays that rock star. Then the one where he does the dance and he's bald and got the belly and he's doing that dance. I forget I'm watching him all of the time, and it makes me so angry because I can't stand him. He's a weirdo and a creep, but he's the only person I can watch on screen and forget I'm watching. I will absolutely forget I'm watching them. Well, maybe not his early stuff, like in Legend, where his teeth were all messed up, because I'm like, then I'm distracted by the teeth, but I haven't seen that one in a while. Plus, like Tim Curry is the darkness, and who pays attention to anything else in that movie, right? It's like David Bowie and his bulge in Labyrinth. You can't not see it. Anyway, if you have not seen the newest Nosferatu, I beg you to see it and tell me what you think after you've watched it. I love that boy who's all grown up now and in it. And what's his name? The guy that does all the yoga that I always want to call William H. Macy. And that's not William H. Macy. It's Willem Dafoe. Green Goblin. He does all this yoga. He played like the Van Helsing character. I don't know their names because they're rip-off of Bram Stoker, so I just know their names from that. But also the Coppola, Bram Stoker's, what is that, 92, 94, whatever, with Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves. Fantastic. Still to this day is a fantastic movie. Does Winona Ryder get any pretty? You know, my nickname was Mina. People called me Mina from that movie. Not to be confused. People also called me Monica for Monica Lewinsky. They thought I looked like Monica Lewinsky when that was all happening. So that made my life awesome for a while. Anyway, randomness that comes out of me when I'm sitting here talking for too long. I'm going to get out of here because it looks like a storm's coming. Look at how that looks terrifying. It actually kind of is terrifying. Do you love all the trees swaying? It's so beautiful out here. Gorgeous. I love my yard. It's bringing it snow. That'll be fun. Anyway, in 2 weeks, I'm sure I will have the ribbon scarf done, and I'm hoping to have started on the vest. And then once the vest is done, I assume I will start on the cardigan, because I have a cardigan to wear, and I'd like the vest done first. And then if I get all of those done, we'll have to, well, I guess I'll finish the fingerless gloves that are still languishing as a whip, maybe. I don't know, because I put everything away and I used the bag that was in for something else, and now my craft room's going to be destroyed, and once they get the floors, then I'm going to have to put everything back, and my craft room is going to be put off again because I'm going to have to put my bedroom back together first, and then put the living room back together, and then maybe after that I'll get to my craft. I don't know. Pain in the ass. Oh, and this room. I got to take all the cat crap out of here. That means for like a week, I'm going to have to sleep with 2 cats in my room. 2 cats that don't sleep at night. So that's going to be fun. And I'm not going to be able to sleep during the day because they're going to be making all kinds of... I'm going to end up in a hotel. It's times like this I wish I did have family that I could just pack up and go hang with them for a week. And, you know, if I had family that would, you know, would want me to do that, or that I would want to go see them. No thanks. Okay, anyway, I'm getting out of here. I'm trying to think of if I had anything else. I know I did everything black, and I do everything black. That's the story of my life, I guess. Everything's black. But then, like, I'm hoping to get more color, and then we'll decide. I hope I like the vest. I really want to get the vest started, so I got to get that scarf finished. And then, because the vest can't take too long. I've made vests before. They take like 2 days. But sport weight. I think it's on like a 4.5 needle, which I'm going to do because I'll probably have to check my gauge, but I don't need it to be real thick. It's a secondary layer, and I'm going to have a cardigan also, so I don't want it too thick. I made 3 bulky vests, but I hate bulky. Everything I've made is bulky. I have a bulky cardigan, 3 bulky vests that I don't wear because I don't like bulky yarn at all. I actually made 2 of these. My other one is acrylic, so I don't wear it. This one was Cascade something. They were double hanks, superwash something, double. I forget. It doesn't matter. Anyway, okay. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye.